Okay, so hello everyone, and let's see a game of Age of Mythology. So, oops. Um, on the red corner, on the north, we have Ra, and on the south, we have Shenong, which play with the Chinese, which is a Bu player. And the map, I think it's a ghost lake. So this map in the middle there is a very big amount of ice on which you cannot build, right? And usually there is some goats to be taken. And normally this map doesn't have a lot of food except from the goats that are in the middle. Sometimes there is a good spawning of some wild animals on some little hunt on the sides, but sometimes there is nothing, right? So it depends of the luck. And here the two players are starting. The Arab player is trying to get the boars, while the same thing with the Chinese player. So here the hunting dogs are taken, and here, yep, both of the players have the hunting dogs. So the Chinese player, he's using the two scouts that spawned in the very beginning to uncover the map. And as you can see, actually they're going pretty okay. Like the Arab player is using the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh is going straight for the middle of the map, and so he will find some goats as he's doing it, right? So um, what we can also see is that the Arab player is going for gold. Yeah, it's a normal build strategy, right? And the Chinese player is also going for gold, there is also for wood, and the hunting is continuing for both of the players. Now, if I have to be honest, we have to check what this Xiaoyong is good with, right? So let's just check very fast how the tree look like. I think it was here, right? And we go to this god. So his monk and siege units, bonus monks can convert might units and heal faster. Siege weapons deal more damage. Wall upgrade are cheaper. Okay, so we have all of these bonuses, right? And then his first one is target anywhere to make all of your villagers gather wood faster. Okay, and the special upgrade is Shannon give your peasants wheelbarrows, which allow them to carry more resources. Okay, so quite quite good this wheelbarrow, I think, because carry more resources means that it will go less to the resource place and it will carry. It's usually gathering faster. Now, in case like this, that the resource is extremely close to the place that you are gathering, it's not a problem. But in case like, for example, the boar, then it's necessary constantly to okay, this boar is not exactly the example, but if this boar was killed here, then all of the villagers have to go to here and come back, right? So that is that. And let's see how are with the resources. The Chinese player is also making garden. So this garden, um, it can produce either uh, uh, either favor, or either it can produce any other resource depending on what the Chinese player choose to do with it, right? So there is a second garden built. Each garden is costing more than the previous one. Okay, so he find also here this hunt. Yeah, so he's going for it, right? So in the case of the Chinese, actually this is quite interesting that their storage pit is good for everything, right? So you're building it one here, you get the food, you get the wood, no problem. Everything is good. Here he built it one so he can get more caribou. So he get faster food so he can go faster to the next stage. While here on this side, what is going on, the Arab player is just building his temple, and Okay, so he actually didn't hit the boar the last time, so the boar can actually come closer to the granary, right? Okay, there is a lot of sheep, so we'll see if the Rappler will also get the update for the domesticated animals, which will give him faster gathering rate from the sheep. Okay, so the Chinese player is already making the temple. Okay, but the Rappler is already did it, right? So we'll see how fast both of the players will go to the next age. So far, the Rappler already had 175. Let's see the Chinese player. Oh, the Chinese player has enough resources to just go to the next stage. Just he need to build faster the tempo, right? If he had it build it faster, he will even go faster to the next age. This could be crucial depending on what strategy you choose. Because if you go for a aggressive strategy in the beginning, it's very important you to go faster as much as faster as you can, so you are faster than your opponent, then you can make a get a better strategic position and make after that damage, right? Because that's the whole idea of these fast strategies and aggressive gameplay in the beginning of the game. So he's continuing covering the map with the two scouts. I think these two scouts actually are separated. They are not together. They're in some formation. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's that. That's why they stay a little separate. And this is good because they can cover more map this way, right? So, okay. So the Chinese player is already going to the second age. And also the Rappler, he's also going to the second age. Let's see if he has the additional upgrades for the animals. No, he doesn't have the additional upgrades for the animals. He's going to have the additional upgrade for the goat, right? And I think he is putting the pharaoh because he needs to get as fast as possible 400 gold so he can get one of the town centers, one of the settlements. So we will see this. Like from the side of the Chinese player, what is going on? He is continuing gathering resources. No problem. Now, as we can see here, he is already in the second age and now he has to decide what to do. Apparently, he wants to make a pressure in the beginning, and that's why he's searching for the villagers of the Rappler, right? Rappler, meanwhile, he's going back with his villagers from this side because he's actually seeing that the Chinese player is trying to attack him somehow. So the Chinese player, he left here his hero. So his hero is guarding this settlement, right? And we will see what is going on from this position. What the Ra player will do. So he's seeing for sure the scouts, and that's why he also pull out his villagers. He put them onto the food. He's trying to get this one, and this is much better settlement than this one, right? Meanwhile, the Chinese player is attacking here, so it's kind of big work here because the Chinese player is expecting this settlement to be taken, although this settlement is much in worse position because there is no resources around it, and then this settlement here has a close around food, right, as a food source. Here the Rappler continue gathering food. Here's continuing building his economy. There is one barrack. And there is one armory. From the other side, let's see what is going on. So there is the temple. There is also an armory, and there is pretty much that's it, right? Oh, the Rappler is making also a raid, and he managed to find these workers. right? These villagers. So they are attacked right now, and we will see what will go on here. So
是的，
several of them are attacked. They try to
准备好
come
了。
back. Meanwhile,
有
what
什么
is
吩咐？
going here?
什么事？
Nothing. This granary is destroyed, but there is already disputed settlement. So
准备好了。
for now, uh, the game is developed in the it is developing according to the RAS plan, because what Ra need to have is normally some kind of advantage, right? So you either go for a military advantage, or either you try to make more town centers or stuff like that, and then your economy, if it doesn't get starved too much, you can produce more villagers, right? So at some point, you have very big economy in the future because you have a lot of villagers. So that's the whole idea of the second fast town center. Meanwhile, what is going on here?
什么事？
The Ra player managed to find another villager that is trying to build a wall.
有什么吩咐？
Meanwhile, the Chinese player managed to go to the third age, right? So this is quite interesting. That's a war salamander, if you're thinking what it is. Here there is some villagers. So these villagers will try to make something interesting going in the front line,
有什么
right?
吩咐？
So let's see what will happen. Meanwhile, the Ra player is continuing making villagers. As you can see, in this current moment, there is 10 villagers above, right? So there is 23 on 33. So this is already a big
什么
difference.
事？
I think generally the Chinese player was a little he stopped a little the production of the villagers also to go to the third age. Maybe that's why he is also so behind in the villagers, right?
是的，
Ra, let's see if he's going to the third age or he's staying. No, he's staying actually for now. Oh, but he's not so far. He needs little more resources to go. So now the question is he's making more units or not? Maybe for now it's enough, only with the Sphinx to get away, so he doesn't produce any more units. Meanwhile, what the Chinese player is doing, start to make here a base. So basically War Academy and stables and everything else. There are some villagers here. Okay, so let's see. Meanwhile, here how it's going on. The Chinese players start to make archers. So this is basically the normal archers of the Chinese. Oh, they have also a very interesting second archers, which are like a siege weapons, right? See, and then they are produced from the castle, and they are very good against buildings, and I think against other archers also they have additional damage. So now the Chinese player must produce more villagers. That's the thing, and must also make an economy that is supporting this production. So this is the main thing in this. Okay. Meanwhile, the Egyptian player is almost at the third age, and going this way, it will have a double the amount of the villagers, right? So what is going on? The Chinese player almost is creating his first castle. The Egyptian player start the citadel, use the citadel on his main base, and yeah, for now it's look like that the Chinese player is opted for military, fast military, like the Egyptian player is just developing his economy as much as he can. Actually, he also created a little army here, right? So because most probably he's expecting something to happen from somewhere. He knows that the Chinese player has only one town center, so if this is one town center play, he obviously doing something with his military, right? To have strong military. So what it will be here? Um, the play from Ra. Ra player is going somewhere. The Chinese player, he built it around his main base walls, so he tried to protect himself this way. Okay, there is there is several heroes, so we will see what will go on. But also the Egyptian player has a lot of spearmen, right? So they'll be okay against the heroes. Let's see what the Chinese player will do in this situation. He's using the thing for the wood, the forest magic. He's putting all of the people on wood, and he decided to attack. So the medium fire lance. This is what I am saying. This is very good against building, right? So here the Chinese player pushed back his army. Meanwhile, he had to split. He has to go with the faster part of his army to here to try to help. The temple is falling. Now these houses also will get destroyed. Meanwhile, he is trying to build here a castle, a town center, right? So the Scarabée is here. He is using his arrows. He doesn't kill anyone. He's killing here. He used his, meanwhile, the Sphinx. Let's see what will going on. So there is this attack, and the base is happening. It's working. The Sphinxes here are also doing a little damage, as far as I can see, and the army here has to move away, right? To go upward. The Sphinxes managed to run, and the rain is casted. Also, the Ra player decided to make a castle. The castle is necessary to produce units from Heroic Age, right, which is more powerful. Meanwhile, the Ra player here is getting... So it is like 3 bases against 1, right? And we can see 55 on 35 villagers. I don't know, by the way, the resource, upgrades. Let's see the upgrades. So these upgrades are for now, and from this side, which upgrades are loaded? These upgrades. Okay, so for the upgrades, they're pretty equal. As far as I can see, the spearmans are here. The towers try to make some damage. So he's destroying a lot of houses. The temple is falling, and it looks like that also the tower will fall with these lances that are making a lot of damage. They're making 12 crush damage, so that's a very huge amount of damage. And the first war elephant is here. So the Ra player has to build now everything, right? It's a little harder for him because if you go on his side, actually we're on his side, you see that losing houses means that he cannot produce constantly. If he has a lot of villagers, means that very easily he can go to the case that he doesn't have a limit to produce. So the war elephants are produced. Meanwhile, the economy of the Chinese player is getting a little better. Okay, so he is attacking this this tower. He is attacking also the houses. He is trying to attack here the main base, but he's seeing that there is several elephants, and they become even a heavy war elephant, right? So this is not a child play because they're quite strong in this point, these war elephants. Let's see if there are some other updates. Okay, this is the only update that it is on the army of the Chinese player. Meanwhile, while the battle is going on, I think the Ra player is trying to develop himself, right? He is trying to, as much as possible, building houses, building things, building a second castle. And now the Ra player, the Chinese player, try to hit somewhere, right? So he's trying to find villagers to hit the economy. Meanwhile, we'll see what will go on here. He's going for this base, maybe. This is a lot of lances. This is not a not a chaplain. Meanwhile, this is the cavalry is attacking. This is cavalry that it is very good against infantry, by the way. So yeah, it doesn't have such a high damage, but against infantry, I think the cavalry has a big bonus damage, right? So what is going on here is he has to pull off his forces, and the Rappler decided to go for a castle. Meanwhile, the Chinese player decided to use all his forces to attack the main base, right? And now it is interesting. Let's see the mounted archers. It's good against cavalry. Okay, so he starts to make this, and he is using his third age god power, which is throwing around the units, so they cannot hit, right? And they cannot make additional damage. He managed to destroy the town center of the Rappler. And yeah, the magic still continue. It's 27 seconds that it will continue. Oh, it's like a mine, right? That the enemy units cannot effectively go through. And okay, so now there will be this attack. But now the war elephants, they should be quite powerful, right? They even have additional upgrades. So yeah, the Rappler is trying to create his settlement one more time. And yeah, from here on, it looked that the situation is going out of control for the Chinese player, because he has just several lances left, and there is a lot of war elephants coming for it, right? And he decided to tap out in this very moment. Okay, so it was close game, because you know, if he managed to push from here on and continue pressuring on the back foot the Egyptian player, then he might actually win. But the difference in the villagers were really big. So yeah, this is with the aggressive strategy, right? You have to sacrifice the economy for them. Here is the military improvements, technology, timeline, civil units, right? Okay, so thank you and bye.